Yes, thank you. First, I have to say thanks to all of us you voted for my speech. I'm a fan of decision tables. I met them in my first ISTQB course, and I took them away, and I thought myself, well, this is a nice method, this is a nice way to present business logic, but there are three issues with it. It is completeness, it is freedom of contradiction, and the third is freedom of redundancy. If you can manage these three items, you will be frustrated. And so was I when I did it always in Excel. And a few years later, I met an interesting editor which was able to manage these things for me. So I was able to find out which rules are missing, which rules are redundant, which can be compactified. And test design was then much more easier and much more sensible or reasonable to me. But if you have a look at the rows and all the rules, you probably know that it is a very, very hard and repeating work, because you find out that that you will have your sentence building blocks and you just put them piece by piece together. And when I put sentence building blocks piece by piece together, then of course you would say, why don't you use keywords? And if you say, why don't you use keywords? You will say, why don't you use Robot Framework? Because this is the keyword-driven testing framework. And this was my thought also. And I started the discussion with the company or the vendor of this editor and told him, hey, I've got a repeating task for you and you can do this for me. So if you let me bring in the sentence blocks, you can generate the test cases for me. And this is what he did for me. And with this way, I were able to get rid of the complexity, because in the older days, I had a look to my decision table and I saw, oh gosh, 50 rules, this is a lot of work. But now I say, okay, it's no matter of how many rules I have, I just have to look at how many conditions, how many actions, and this is what I have to deal with, because each condition and each action might get a keyword, and afterwards the generator will compile everything for me. And when I focused on this, I found out that test design and automated testing can be more efficient, and this helped me to get more a friend of decision tables, even though if you have got incomplete requirements in your setting, yeah? Usually they say when you're from ISTQB side, oh, you can only use decision tables if the requirements are given in decision tables. But I say no, it's not necessary. You can also design decision tables just as a test model, because this makes sense. From the decision table, I generate my test cases, so it is worth to translate the requirements into a decision table. If the product owners and business analysts find them cool, they can use them as well. But the other thing I would like to mention is when you work with this and you feel the power of being complete and being free of contradiction, you also find out that you can go to the business analyst and say, hey, in this special combination, you didn't define what is the expected behavior of the system. And when I did this the first time, the business analyst looked at me and said, hey, guy, you are new on this project. Why do you have such a deep knowledge? And it is very easy. I don't have the deep knowledge. It is just the algorithm of the decision table which helped me to understand this rule is not covered. But of course, there was a lack of my knowledge, so I needed a business analyst to get the expected behavior of the system. And this helped also the customers where I work for to be complete, to be free of contradiction, and free of redundancy, because the test cases can be compactified, and I can only test those combinations which are really worth to test. Thanks for your patience, and if you want to hear more, we can meet at the Speaker's Corner.
Thank you, Dirk.